Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bregaton. Let's make for the elevator.
Keep my options open.
Alright, try to take out these two, well, at least one of them. Or not even that.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Alright, Abelard. I need you to step it up.
I'll see to it personally.
Oh, I didn't finish reading that ability. Did not know it ended my turn.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Oh, analyze that guy, and then a forewarning on Abelard since he is right in the fray.
Anything else?
Crush the feet! Death to the weak!
I will do my duty.
It's as good as done. On it.
Alright, so the widow marks enemies within the area of effect and immediately ends the turn. The first sentence. I mean...
I'll see to it personally.
Good job, Argenta.
Was that you? Or...
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Who, if not me? Another enemy down.
Heck yeah. And we leveled up. So one thing I like about this game is that you do get a ton of level ups, so you constantly feel like you're progressing. Also we get Daring Breach. The warrior immediately restores all AP and MP and gains plus 3 MP until the end of the turn. They do not lose MP after performing attacks. The warrior has no limit on melee weapon attacks this turn. and choose a talent. Actually, a really good one to get. I forget the name of it, but it reduces the cost of charge by 1. Instead of costing 2 AP, it only costs 1 AP. I'm not going to read through all of these like I did last time. Thick skin is also good. Again, we're going to make a tank, but I do think reducing charge by 1 AP is invaluable. Might be a common talent. Which would make sense. It should be under warrior. So defensive stance really pairs well with stalwart defense. Use activate that and your turn. It just tank hits. There's actually a couple fights. So most of the time you don't want to give up your turn and not do damage. But there are a couple fights where I think that'll come in useful. Impetus is pretty good. Ramming speed is also good. Maybe the feat I'm thinking of doesn't exist. Combat Master is also really good to get. But I usually give Abelard a talent that basically gives Combat Master to your entire party. So it is a waste of a talent. I might get dual weapon combat, so I can both shield bash and attack in a turn. Especially since the first shield bash per turn costs 0 AP. Yeah, this is worth grabbing. The character can attack with the second weapon in their current weapon set in addition to the usual 1 attack per round. This attack suffers a minus 20 penalty to weapon skill and ballistic skill and costs plus 1 AP more. Well, that's fine. 1 AP for shield bash is just fine. Dueling Master would be worth getting as well. Alright, Abelard also gets Daring Breach. Might do Impetus on Abelard, just to give us a little extra damage in the early game. The damage dealt by charge decreased by +9 when the ability is used from a distance of 5 or more cells. It might be worth grabbing ramming speed first. So increase charge distance by 3 cells. This will actually come in handy in a fight that's about to come up. We need a little bit more mobility. So Adira gets Dismantling Attack. The operative immediately inflicts 1 exploit on all enemies in combat that makes a free attack against a target. That attack always hits. To the end of combat, the target of this attack suffers a minus 30 penalty to armor, block, dodge, and parry. And she gets a talent. Probably focus on some of these psyker powers. Charmer Together is pretty good too. Maybe not as the first talent, but it's just a little bonus to your entire party's characteristics. Actually, there's a... another talent I was thinking of, but I didn't see it. Oh, here it is. Uncanny Sight. So the operative inflicts an exploit even on enemies which are out of the operative's line of sight at the start of the turn. I do a joint offense instead. The operative's allies gain plus 1% hit chance and critical hit chance while attacking targets affected by exploits. Now, of course, this will scale up. 1% isn't that great early on. Or at all. But again, it scales. That's pretty good too. Again, action economy is extremely important in any turn-based game. Let's go ahead and grab this. It's a minimal amount. It's not great to grab early on, but we'll be fine. Firearm Mastery for Argenta. The soldier gains the ability to make a number of extra attacks equal to their weapon's rate of fire, minimum 2, using the weapon attack that normally costs the least AP. These attacks do not spend AP. Until the end of the soldier's turn, their first attack against each new enemy automatically scores a critical hit. The soldier immediately reloads their current weapon. The Camaraderie is pretty good on the Flamer build. That required her to be a little closer. Well, kind of. A Rapid Reload is pretty good. Again, action economy, that's what it's all about. Demolition Engineer is also pretty good for burst attacks and also for the Flamer, because the Flamer does AoE attacks. I do Integrity. Plus 10 ballistic skill early on is good. So while at full wounds, the soldier has plus 10 ballistic skill and plus 2 MP. Now to be clear, I haven't really planned out these builds yet. Most of them will be fairly similar to my first playthrough. We got Grace of the Oblivious. Wearer gains plus 5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. That's practically made for Abelard. He only has 30 intelligence.
Is there money to be made? That's how it's done.
Perfect Vision is a product of the warp energies that permeate the bridge.
The first The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Help has arrived. Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid. But if there is any honor in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue traitor.
Edelthrad, who's clutching a bleeding wound on his chest, gives you a tormented look. So, too late. You led your people out of the fiery trap on the officer's deck and arrived too late to rendezvous with Edelthrad. The Lord Captain, well, yeah, we'll be straightforward. Theodora von Valancius is dead. I found her and the Archmilitant in her study. And being a previous arbitrator, it makes sense that we just report the situation. We don't need to make small talk or comment on the situation. Just report on what we found.
God Emperor preserve us. The rogue traitor is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain, and the house its head.
Edelthrad's eyes widen.
No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
Edelthrad shudders and grabs his shoulder. As you watch, the sleeve of his jacket bursts open, and 2 bone growths pierce through the fabric.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
Adira looks anxiously at Edelthrad, as she glances back at you. The ship can still be steered out of the warp. We must first restore communication between the bridge and the Navigator's Sanctum.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
Edelthrad stares at you, and his eyes harden with cold resolve once more. Yeah, so unlike my Commissar playthrough, I'm constantly trying to inspire my allies. This one's more, we always have a plan. There's always a solution. Like my staff sergeant used to say, don't come to me with problems, come to me with solutions. You can see Conrad Voigtvir clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them.
We are out of time!
Edelthrad bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Edelthrad's eyes, and they begin to turn a sickly yellow. To the party, ready your weapons. If we're to die this day, let us die with honor.
No. To die altogether is to allow the flame of the dynasty to perish in the dark. No. It will not be like this. Not today. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell.
Edelthrad lowers his head, then he sighs and locks eyes with you, his gaze cold, haughty, and fanatical.
Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder! Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches toward his death!
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
Voigtvir stares at you in seemingly genuine bewilderment.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic! Oh.
Here we go again.
We'd start her off back here, I guess. Nadira can stay right here, and Abelard move up there. Alright, so we need to take out the ads first.
I am ready for whatever comes. I'll see to you never stood a chance.
Break them around.
If you don't take out the ads, then the Chaos Spawn here can use the... or use them to heal up. Where's it at? Devourer. The creature devours an ally, restoring 30% of the creature's maximum wounds. And we don't want that.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Nothing for him to charge right now, so I think we just position over here and end our turn.
I'll do it. Guided by faith. As the Emperor commands.
There we go. And I think that's... yeah, that's all the ads taken care of.
Will do.
And be careful with using psychic powers in this fight. I'll use dismantling attack. The Chaos Spawn reduces stats. This can reduce armor, block, dodge, and parry for the rest of combat. We'll also analyze enemies. Whoops.
But of course. Weather the storm! Done!
Good job, guys. Take him out. Yeah, didn't think we could knock him prone, but worth a shot.
On it.
Weapon at the ready. Oh!
Hey, good shooting, Tex. You missed everything. Ow. ×2.
High momentum.
Rejoice in battle.
I love Reckless moving up to right here, but worth a shot. I don't want to hit Abelard though.
Let me tend to your wounds.
Keep him in the fight.
On it. Anything else?
Yeah, Try not to hit my allies with those shots.
It's as good as done. Who, if not me?
Stay vigilant.
So it takes a while to cut through all of his health, but he can't heal up now, which is the important part. We want to...
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Alright. That's not the best idea.
It will be
Take that
done.
attack of opportunity.
Victory is imminent.
Alliance it's worth 2 attacks, since it's about half as healthy. Took in damage. I did not know he had 2 attack range. Let's pull back.
Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deeds is worthless. I know what is to come. Will do.
Good job, Adira. Alright, we leveled up again. So we get a talent and a characteristic. I might just do thick skin. We do want to parry. And tanking is what we're all about of a main character. Same with Abelard. He makes a phenomenal tank, but he is going to be using a two-handed weapon in this playthrough, so I want him to be a little bit more offensive as well. But I might go do thick skin. So I'll probably just end up working my way down. Let's see what we have down here real quick for the shield stuff. So I don't care about shield mastery. I'll probably never grab that because I may use a shotgun in my secondary weapon slot. This seems pretty good too. Again, it kind of ties into action economy. You get a free attack when you block. And then if you're using stalwart defense, you get 2 attacks back. That's pretty good. Building mastery is good by itself. This, I don't know if 2 MP is worth it. It might be. Mobility is important for melee characters. If you get enough levels, you kind of grab all the talents you could ever need. And honestly, I don't think Overseer... We may not be grabbing a lot of Overseer-specific talents when we get to that point. Just go and do Instant Retribution. So whenever the wielder successfully blocks an attack, they immediately use Shield Bash against the attacker, if possible. If the wielder makes a counterattack triggered by Stalwart Defense, the Shield Bash follows that counterattack. And we'll get this eventually. We do need Strength at 45. So that'll be our priority. No toughness and weapon skill recommended. Yeah, we need one more level up for heavy armor. Alright, same thing for Abelard. Talent and characteristic. This is where I want to grab the charge upgrade. Oh, rigorous training is also pretty good, because then you can move and charge. Alright, let's do Impetus. The damage dealt by charge is increased by +9 when the ability is used from a distance of 5 or more cells. And him will probably do... He already has heavy armor proficiency, so he doesn't need more strength yet. I just focus on toughness. Actually, No, since he's going two-handed weapon, strength and weapon skill is more important. Oh well. You get so many level ups, it doesn't really matter. You can make little mistakes. Perception on Adira. And I might just go ahead and do Stronger Together. That's going to give everybody, all humans in the party, willpower. Because that was her humanity's finest. I think that's what I want. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, characteristic and talent for Argenta. Probably ballistic skill. And rapid reload. We haven't needed it yet because all the enemies are fairly squishy. Demolition Engineer is also good. The Soldier's Demolition, instead of intelligence, is used to determine additional damage dealt with ranged area attacks. You have 5% more damage for every 10 points in demolition, instead of 5% for each 10 points of intelligence. Grab that early on. We know she's going to be our demolition. So 30 versus 60. So that's already increased damage.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Alright, so we got Gloves of Endurance. Whenever the wearer of these gloves suffers an injury or falls unconscious in combat, their allies gain a +1 bonus to damage until the end of combat. Might give that to Abelard. It should be unlikely that my main character goes down. Mantle of Heroism requires Iconoclast, which is only Abelard currently. Each heroic act used in battle increases the wearer's dodge by +20% until the end of combat, max 60%. So not just him, but if 3 party members use a heroic act, he'll get up to 60% dodge. Which is pretty gnarly. Shotgun, it would slap that on Abelard as a secondary. What else did we get? So we never read this, did we? Oh, we got a blade shard, that's right. A blade made from mysterious metal that shimmers with unnatural colors. An handwritten letter with a seal. Esteemed Theodora, a change in circumstances has demanded your immediate assistance on our mutual cause. Forthwith, upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Owlcat system. One of my acolytes, Interrogator Heinrich van Calix, operates there at the present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will without delay make contact with him and offer any assistance required of you, after which you'll provide him passage to the Furibunda system aboard your ship. On footfall, the Interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I'll stress that the nature of Interrogator Van Calix's activities on Rykad Minoris is of no concern to you. If required, Van Calix himself will disclose the details of his mission. May the Emperor's light be with you. XC. That's the letter we had found on Theodora's... or next to
Keep your
Theodora's
eye on the
desk.
prize.
Yeah. He's dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Old man, he was never going to make it. He was mutating right in front of us. You just ended his suffering sooner.
So Argenta has an injury, but I don't think there's any more fights in the prologue, so I'm not gonna... worry about it. Alright, so I think after we speak to Ravnor, or sorry, Ravor, we're forced to progress to the next area, so I think I'm going to call it here, and next time we'll speak to Ravor and end the prologue. But for now, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.